It's the Machine of Nonsense, episode 181, and we're talking everything coming to screens in November 2024. It is November 1st as we record this. That is crazy. That's an insane thing. The year is almost over. And I hope you guys are ready for the election. I don't know. That's happening soon here in America. So good luck. Good luck, everyone out there, for whatever that means. I'm your host, Eric, joined as always by Kayla.
Gobble, gobble.
Gobble, gobble, indeed. Goblin right along with us, the Gobblin, as they say. Michael Nelson, he's here.
Vote for Spider-Man.
A vote we can all get behind, I think.
Vote for Spider-Man.
I think we could all get, write-in. I think they still allow for write-in candidates. I've been writing in Ralph Nader. I don't know if they take my votes, but I've been doing it every year. So,
Nader bomb.
Yeah,
man.
You got to drop the Nader bomb on him, right? Is Ralph Nader still alive? Does that joke hit with anyone? I remember Ralph Nader being a big joke in like elementary school,
Nader has the 87th highest podcast in Zambia, so he's doing all right.
Get wrecked, Nader. Get wrecked. We're better. So we're talking all about November, but before that, it's been a while since we've caught back up on what everyone's been up to. We've been doing the disc dive. We've been doing our 180th episode, which was our Halloween episode. Go check those out. We've got 2 disc dives up for Metal Gear Solid 2, 2 parts. We're gonna finish up. Part 3, we'll finish up the entire game there soon, probably our next episode. And then 180 was our big Halloween episode. We played Spooky Legally Distinct quiz show game. Those are all available wherever you want them, all over YouTube and your podcast.
And what?
The champ is
The
here.
champ's here.
What happened? Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
he's
you.
here. He's here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It was
By like so much.
It was close. It was close. But we've been trying to stay on the spook train. Me and Kayla, that's what they call it, right? Staying on the spook train. We've been watching
My favorite Cat Stevens song. I love that song.
Yes, we've been checking out a lot of scary shit and generally spooky kooky stuff. Like last night on Halloween, we checked out Beetlejuice. Kayla, on a scale from 1 to kooky, what would you rate Beetlejuice?
Extra kooky.
Extra kooky.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Michael Keaton still got it, I think. He's
I think Michael Keaton still got it. He's the best part of the movie.
He is. Just a lot of fun, practical effects. Kind of a nonsense movie. Just like 7,000 plots going all at the same time and all wrapping up like immediately. But I don't know. I had a good time. On that one. Beetlejuice. Did you finally rewatch it, Mike, or?
No,
Okay.
No, I haven't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Someday.
I don't know that I will. I was not impressed by the 20 minutes I saw of it. So.
No, it's fun. I think it's if you're a Beetlejuice fan, I think it's a solid like flick. Otherwise, I don't think it's essential. I don't think it's an essential film or anything like that. What is essential, at least if you're a survival horror fan, Silent Hill 2 remake by the Bloober team. They did it, folks. We were day one, the medium people. We were day one disappointed in the medium, but I was not disappointed at all in the remake of Silent Hill 2. Just a really scary, good time. Kayla, your first time kind of seeing Silent Hill 2 from start to finish, right?
From start to finish, right? Yeah. So I've missed the big reveal of the ending. I didn't know, so that was like wait a minute, is he a piece of shit? He's just a piece of shit.
It was good.
So
her exact words, everyone. Her exact words.
Yeah.
Good time.
Disappointed in my dude, you know.
I think that's like every protagonist
Yeah.
going on from there.
Yeah,
it seems like somebody with a past.
Yeah, pretty much. Like only.
Well, that's what it's for. I mean, that's what, you know.
Yeah.
Torturing souls.
Yeah, it captures like that aspect of like Silent Hill's all about just like you put a shitty person in and torture them with their like darkest desires, their darkest like parts of their past, and like that. Silent Hill 2, the original, I think, did a good job, and this is just like such a blown up version of it. It's the original.
Very pretty.
You can beat in like 6 hours or so, I think, is like the standard runtime of that one. This was at least what we put in 20 plus, I know.
Mm-hmm.
And we were
puzzles were fun.
Yeah.
There were some puzzles.
Yeah, it was good puzzles. It's still, as we were playing, I was telling Kayla, I'm like, I'm not a game designer, so whatever. I'm talking out of my ass here, but I feel like they had a real opportunity to not fall into the tropes of standard survival horror where you're in like hotels and apartments and stuff like that, and you're going through closets and drawers and stuff, and you're finding like handgun ammo, right? And that just feels real weird. Early on in the game, you're traversing the town, and there's like cop cars everywhere, and you can break into any vehicle that's on all the glass on any of the vehicles. You can break the windows and stuff, and you could reach in. And oftentimes there are healing items and stuff like that. And my thought was like, you had the opportunity to. You're in Silent Hill outdoors. There's cop cars. That makes sense if I find bullets in the cop cars. And I would even like, if that was what the game was centered around, of like, hey, you're gonna have to shoot shit. And if you want to, go find some cop cars or whatever else. But no, you just get your bullets in random ass places that they shouldn't be, and it becomes video gamey like that. But otherwise, just a scary good time. Highly recommend it for anyone who's into survival horror. They changed it's no longer fixed camera angles. It's behind the back. Behind the shoulder shooting. It's not quite as actiony as like a Resident Evil 4 necessarily, but it's way closer to that than it ever was, or really any Silent Hill ever was. So
it's not like Alan Wake 2.
I think it's better than Alan Wake in the sense that. See, I didn't mind Alan Wake, so maybe I'm a bad judge, but Alan Wake's got the mechanics of the light, right? Like, so you're forced to shine lights to break the barriers on all these monsters, and you're forced to do. This is just a straight up, you've got, it's way more melee focused too, so you can do combos in this where you can, like, shoot an enemy in the knee, they'll drop down to one knee, and if you follow up with your metal pipe or whatever quick, you can conserve ammo, kind of combo off, and that feels good when you're going good and you're hitting or headshots and stuff like that. So it's
do that Wake.
Yeah, you couldn't
I
really
love
do that
that
Wake. Right.
Yeah. Because like Dead Space, I'm stomping all the time. Resident Evil 4, knife. Like,
yeah,
it's closer. So it's definitely closer to RE4 or Dead Space than it is to Alan Wake in that sense, because Alan Wake's kind of really locked into what it's doing, and there's basically no melee combat. So speaking of Alan Wake, we also did
played
the Lake House DLC, which highly recommend for Control fans who are excited for Control. It's the mechanics of Alan Wake, so I don't want to like overblow that.
It's not.
It's still, the shine a flashlight, break their shield, shoot them. You got a shotgun, you got a handgun, and later on you get a very specialized kind of weapon. But all of the story around it and everything you pick up, all of the audio logs and everything else is all Control. Even the location, you're in kind of one location, and it's a satellite office of the oldest house. So it's way more Control focused in that one. That's about a 3.5, 4 hours probably, Kayla, right? We put in?
Say 5.
Okay, yeah.
Like it wasn't long. It was very short. Kind of spooky. It fits the spooky bill still. And the light thing is not the only mechanic that you do.
Yeah, there's this very scary new monster. It's shown slightly in the trailer. It's like it's very paint themed. The entire kind of theme of the Lake House DLC is the aftermath of them experimenting with a painter, let's say. And horrible things happened because they experimented with a painter. So that's kind of where that was. I found it very difficult, actually. I don't know if, like, because it played it after on the same save file as Alan Wake 2, if they ramp up the difficulty because of that, like a New Game Plus type of scenario. I don't know. I don't feel like I died much in Alan Wake 2, like more than a standard in one of those games, but like I died a lot in this DLC in 4 or 5 hours. I feel like I was just dying a lot. It's very limited, like health, healing items and health and ammo and stuff like that. So and they hit you hard. So very spooky though, and some cool Easter eggs for Control, where it might go, I would say.
Yeah, I've heard my boy Dr. D is in there a bit, and I don't want to download that game for the third time.
Yeah, it's a big file. It is a big file.
Yeah,
make you some room.
Because I think I bought both DLCs.
You
like
have
at the
to.
Same...
Like really like
right.
2 versions. There's the standard, just vanilla, or you have to buy the extended. So you've got it. You've got Lake House if you bought it. Like, So
I was just so bummed out by that first one.
It comes out on Eric's birthday, and I'm like, yeah, cool. I'm gonna have it downloaded when he comes off, and I'm like, it says like 7 hours or some shit. Oh, I'm like, what?
Yeah, it's like 130 gigabytes or
and
something.
Then
oh, you had to re-download it? Yeah.
And I could see, I'm like, no, I can see it listed as it's been downloaded and installed before. Why does it take that long? I was very confused.
Yeah, we still had all the game data on there, but not the install file or whatever. So yeah, that was tough. Man, let's run through a couple other things. Vessel of Hatred. Just started that today. The DLC for Diablo 4. Also spooky. Also more Diablo 4. If you like Diablo 4, it's
cool.
Yeah, it's just more fun. Added a new class. Kayla's playing the new Spiritborn class. It's very melee focused. Very like you get in there. There's like poison shit that she's doing.
Chosen the poison route. There's lots of routes.
You both are new characters?
I did a route. Yeah, we both picked new characters. So that was a weird part. So I warn anyone who like gets this DLC and wants to like start and everything else. It probably took us a solid half hour to figure out like how to exactly, like I purchased it a couple days ago and I thought, and then we did an update to the base game to get like that updated because we hadn't played in a while. And then I figured as part of that and the fact that I purchased the DLC, it would like I jump in and I got the DLC and you get to the loading page and everything else. It's like, try the DLC. And you click on that.
It says it's unlocked. We see it.
Yeah, you have
right
the standard
there.
edition of the DLC. Cool, great. Then you go in and you're like, I want to try this new Spiritborn class. No, big lock symbol on that. Okay, well, maybe I've got to like get a little bit into the story or something to unlock. Okay, fine. We pick up our old characters. We go in. We try to play a little bit, and we're like, I don't know. We've got these like random quests to do, but none of them are story quests. None of them mention Vessel of Hatred or anything else. I did like Google it. Kind of. Kayla was like, I think it might be a bug. People are talking about a bug. I had to go into like the Xbox menu, go into Diablo, and there was like an add-ins sub-menu. I had to check off Vessel of Hatred as like an add-in. The download was 30 seconds. For whatever reason, I just didn't have this 30-second component loaded or whatever else. Then we refreshed the game, and then finally it's like, everything's unlocked. You can just go into it and stuff. And the recommendation was like, start a new character because that's the way to like do this or whatever else. So that's what we did. I picked a rogue, which was like in the base game, but I never played as a rogue. And Kayla picked the new Spiritborn class, and she's like summoning centipedes and just getting in there. It's very like kind of Aztec themed or Mayan kind of themed. Her character's like in very like, you know, Native American kind of garb with jaguars and stuff like that, and looks really cool. And
yeah, I think there's like gorilla spirit, jaguar spirit.
Yeah, it's all about summoning spirits,
poison and bugs. So
love the gorilla one. Sounds cool.
Yeah, it looks cool too because it's like a gorilla in like Aztec armor or something. It's kind of
wow,
it's kind of cool.
Nice.
Cool shit.
Tim Burton Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, it's got that vibe. So yeah, we're digging into that. We're a couple hours in at this point, and it's more Diablo. It picks up right at the end of Diablo 4. It's just kind of a continuation of where you leave off. There was a good little recap video, cinematic, and kind of leading you into what to expect into the new one built in. So that was nice because it's been a while since we played. But yeah, and I'll do, maybe this is the last one. I don't know if there's anything else that you thought of, Kayla, but Mike, maybe this is for you and Selena, maybe. Grotesquerie on Hulu. That is I'm 4 episodes in, and that is a gnarly fucking show. It's very much in the vein of a True Detective or a Mare of Easttown in the sense that it follows Niecy Nash is the main character. She is a detective who's kind of a shithead. Like she's an alcoholic, but she's the best at what she does. She's very much like a Rust Cole, a Marishian. Like she's really good at her job, but she's really bad at life and family and everything else. And she's kind of in a sleepy town that all of a sudden there are these awful ritualistic murders, and it's one of the best pilot episodes I've seen in a long time. If that hooks you, if the pilot episode hooks you, it's like 40 minutes long. It's gnarly as fuck. Like if you're like, don't be squeamish. Like make sure you're like ready for some shit, some like horrible shit. And
always.
Yeah. I know you could take it. But it's
I cannot. This is not a show for me.
I told Kayla, I was like, there's body horror here. There's like bad people, like shitty people. But no, she's really good. The Niecy Nash, the main detective. I think she's had some really great like Rust Cole-esque monologues on life and faith and everything else. Her sidekick is this true crime obsessed nun who is like just a real weirdo. And yeah, so they play off of each other, and I'm really digging it. Aaron, shout out to Aaron. He recommended it to me. And I think it just wrapped up. I think it's got 10 episodes, and I think like the final 2, they were doing like 2 episodes a piece or something, and I think the final 2 dropped on Halloween or something like that. So Grotesquerie on Hulu. It's an FX show, and they get away with a lot. I'm surprised it's not like an HBO show because they get away with a lot of awful shit. But
oh shit!
I don't know, Kayla.
All right, you know what I'm watching tonight?
Check it out. Check it out. Yeah. Anything else, Kayla? I know we've been just burning through a lot of stuff lately.
I think you covered
Hell
it
yeah,
all.
I did. What do you got, Mike?
A couple rapid fire ones, quick. It's been a while since we did this. I finished Zelda. I don't think I brought that up on the pod. a good Zelda. I think just pretty good. Maybe didn't make the right choice in deciding between that and Astrobot, but it's okay. But I like the mechanic a lot, the echo mechanic of just stealing all the souls of everything in the game, basically. And the game is a cool proof of concept because it's like you can easily, like, there's so many things you get early on that just kind of break traversal. Like, I thought about putting this like best moment because there's a part early on where I was just on top of all of the trees, and usually the trees are like the barrier of these kind of Zelda games. You never interact with them or get on top of them, and it was like, wow, look, I can just. I'm going across this whole map, and I just started. And it does a good job of blending the openness of Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom with that kind of shrunken down handheld Zelda thing, But I don't know. The puzzles are all kind of solved by the same kind of thing, Get across with this thing, like, attack, kill that thing with a monster, and it just didn't. I don't know. It didn't have the puzzle juice that I like out of one of like a classic kind of Zelda like that. So just a good time. Great to see Zelda playable. The game is pretty funny too. I thought it had pretty good writing at times, but I don't know. I don't look back. I've had it finished for like a month now, and I never like look back and like, oh man, that part was so cool.
I was gonna ask if it has any like replayability in the sense, can you just like tool around and like have fun in that world because you're able to just like do random weird shit? Like, is that fun at all, or?
It has a lot of side quests like Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild, and those are pretty cool. Like, one of them involves talking to cats and stuff in a town, and it's pretty fun. But then that even it's like revisiting the same 5 places that are in the game, and like it's a lot of bring me this echo, like too. Like, okay, you just need me to find the certain gloop or whatever they're fucking called, and bring it back to you. But yeah, I after you finish the game, minor spoilers, you can just kind of there's a quest to like get every echo, basically, like, and it'll tell you, like, give you hints like, oh, you have 1 echo left in this area that you haven't found, etc. And I haven't felt any pull to go back and kind of do that. So, but that rapid fire one turned into and finally seen Long Legs. I enjoyed that. Last night we saw Don't Move on Netflix.
Okay. How was that?
Really liked it. I think it's really well done. Just really like just a fun. It's weird to say that this movie's fun because it is about some fucked up shit. But it's just a really good one of those kind of movies. To set it up, it starts with a young woman kind of hiking up this hill, up this cliff, and she reaches like a memorial, and then she gets to the edge of the cliff, and she's like, she wants to jump. And then someone else, a young guy, shows up and like is trying to talk her out of it, And they walk back to their cars, and homeboy is a serial killer and kidnaps her and puts syringes a drug into her that just makes her paralyzed like after 20 minutes of being injected with it. And just really good, like, kind of set piece after another of like just kind of edge of your seat, like, oh man, how is this character gonna get out of this moment? How is he gonna get out of this? Like, and it's a really fun kind of back and forth of who has the upper hand in this situation where it shouldn't really be, like, because she's paralyzed and stuff. But a really good performance by the actress. I'm sad I don't know her name, but she does a good job of not like just being a believable, like helpless, like like paralyzed person in this situation, but still like acting with her eyes enough to like lead you like, oh, okay, she's thinking she's gonna do this or something, and she does a really good job. Highly recommend. That's on Netflix. I've been playing Crow Country.
Hell yeah.
On PS5, and that is the you guys played it earlier in the year, the PS1 kind of throwback Resident Evil style survival horror game. Really digging that. Think I'm probably halfway through it, I think, after like just one sitting. How long was that one? Do you guys remember?
That was maybe like 8, right, Kayla? 6 to 8, somewhere in there, I feel like.
Yeah.
8 to 10
I probably
is what
played
I would
like
say.
3.
Okay.
So
yeah, and I think a lot of it is if you do the sequencing, because there's kind of a pretty straight sequencing of like if you go here to get the key to unlock this to do that. Like if you do it in the right order, it could probably be a lot faster. I feel like
20-minute game probably.
Yeah, so that would. So I think for us, it was like we did a lot of exploring and things like that. So it did maybe extend it, but yeah, it's not a terribly long game. Probably 2 hours, I would say.
So I think I'm about right then. I think I'm like halfway through, and I'm really digging it. Just the whole vibe of you're exploring like an old dilapidated theme park. I think the year is like 1990.
I think you're right. Yeah.
When you're which at the start of the game I thought was really interesting. It says 2024 and then scrolls all the way back to 1990. I wonder if it would be cool if they updated the game every year to have a new year. That'd be crazy. But anyway, really love the setting. Just being in like certain, like the lounge is just so chock full of cool little things everywhere. These little dioramas, and seeing the items that you can pick up. Like, oh, is that something on that little nightstand? Oh yeah, that's an antidote right there. And I really sucker for like that.
Barrels or something that for a minute Eric was like, "Ooh, I don't want to waste a bullet on this box, but I'm gonna shoot it."
Right.
Yeah, shoot the barrels. If you haven't been shooting the barrels, shoot the barrels.
Or the box. I think it's a box or crate.
I've kind of noticed at like the first half hour, I'm like, oh shit, I'm running out of stuff. But then I kind of learned like, oh, I don't really want to fight any of these things. I just need to avoid all of them. I have so many items. And every time I search it, there's garbage cans like in every room. And usually when you search the garbage cans, you find something, ammo, health. But I haven't found anything in a garbage can, like the last 30 garbage cans. So it's like, oh, that's like that's probably, if you're low on stuff, the game knows that and it's going to give you something.
I think it's exactly that.
I found nothing but banana peels and apple core.
You can actually go back to your car that you start at, and if you're out of ammo, it'll refill you to like 10 bullets or something.
Oh, okay, because I've gone back there twice, and I'm like, yeah, I could use some ammo. Like, oh, she won't pick it up.
Yeah,
damn it.
Yeah, it'll refill you up to 10 or something if you're like out.
I'm usually leaving stuff behind everywhere. So really fun though. Really dig just kind of the ABC puzzle kind of thing.
It's funny too. I found it pretty funny. Like just some of the dialogue's good.
Yeah. Mara, the main character, she has like a funny inner dialogue whenever she's like interacting with certain things, and it's pretty good. Yeah. At one point she contemplates like being something, I forget exactly what it was, but she's like, man, what if I did that? And it was like being a killer or something, like it was something weird. And I thought that was pretty funny.
She's a weirdo.
But yeah. The story of it is I'm trying to read every note. It's a very note heavy, old school Resident Evil style game. And I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. So far I just kind of dig the vibes and the shooting is not great. Really, really weird way to do that. You kind of have to you have like a 3D X and Y reticle that you have to move. It's like an isolated camera angle, like top down, but you're trying to it's like the first version of Metal Gear Solid 3, basically, I think. And I don't know, it's working for me, and I will definitely see that one through the end. Yeah. And I think that's it.
Yeah. Well, then I guess we are on to November 2024. We have 17 juicy items for you. I don't know. 17.
Well, November rain.
Yeah.
Here it comes.
There's some good stuff here. And probably some bad stuff too, and some completely indescribable stuff when we get to number 9 on this list here. Number 1 though is the movie Here. Coming to theaters today. We are recording on November 1st. That hits theaters. This is the reunion of Robert Zemeckis, Tom Hanks, and Robin Wright Penn. Robin Wright now. She's not Robin Wright Penn anymore.
Oh, yeah.
They've been not been married for many years. But yeah.
But you're still holding out.
Who doesn't love Sean Penn, you know? But who doesn't love Robin Wright?
Robin Wright.
We all, the American treasure, Robin Wright. This is, if you haven't heard of this one, kind of a wild concept. It takes place on one spot on the planet for, I guess, all of time. It seems to start at the beginning of time or some time.
Big Bang,
Big
right?
Bang or something. Yeah, and then throughout it, the spot being colonized and everything else, and concluding with your typical suburban family of Tom Hanks and Robin Wright and their family and where their family goes. So interesting concept. I haven't heard a lot of great things about this one going into it. I know Robert Zemeckis kind of has a back and forth kind of critical reception typically. So I love Tom Hanks. I really, really like Robin Wright. I love Forrest Gump, and this is just, it's not Forrest Gump 2, but it's, I don't know, it's the closest we'll ever get, I guess, right?
I think it's such an interesting gimmick of just having this snapshot of this exact, I assume it's just going to be kind of the living room year after year after year. And man, I just wish any other director was doing that kind of cool concept. I don't know, anyone under 40 years old that could do something cool and good with it. But I don't know. I love Zemeckis. I don't mean any disrespect, but he's lost his fastball as far as just making groundbreaking film, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's Here. That's probably one gonna check out on streaming at some point, just for curiosity's sake. One that I'd probably want to actually check out in theaters, also out today, November 1st, A Real Pain. And when I originally looked up and was writing this script, it said it was in limited theaters, but those theaters are not limited to not around us, so that's great. It's at least wide enough that it's at the local theaters to all of us. This is the Jesse Eisenberg and Kieran Culkin kind of road... dramedy, I guess you'd call it, or dark comedy, follows them kind of going to their grandma's funeral in Poland? Is that the incident? I know they're going to Poland.
I believe so.
Ashes.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to a funeral. I think the funeral happened, and
I think they're just trying to
planned some. Grandma would have wanted us to see where she grew up, kind of thing. Yeah.
Learn about just her path, learn more about just, I guess she must have been a Holocaust survivor, I'm assuming.
Seems like it, yeah.
I think that is a huge part of the story.
Yeah, and it's just Eisenberg and Kieran Culkin, who I love from Succession, and Jennifer Grey is also like part of this travel tour, Dirty Dancing and the such. And it's just like they're gonna go be on this bus or a train or whatever, and go stop to stop, and they're just gonna have laughs and have tears. And man, I've heard that Kieran Culkin's performance is really, really good. So I watching the trailer, I'm like, yeah, I believe it. He's just gonna be, that dude. He just, I don't know. I don't know how to describe what he had like from any other actor. I don't know. He's got like this scummy, charismatic, doesn't give a shit thing that I really like.
It's such a weird career that he's had, because have you ever seen Igby Goes Down?
I remember that coming out, like I had Showtime back then in the 90s, and Showtime showed it, or whatever, early 2000s, whenever. And I remember watching it and not really getting it, or like kind of digging it. But I need to go back for sure.
It. I saw it like probably 5 years after it came out. I think it came out in like 2000, 2001, something like that. So I saw it like at 18 or something like that. And
right.
And like I just thought, because it's really just him. Like I think Kieran Culkin is that dude, is that guy that he is in Succession. And Igby Goes Down, and what he seems to be in this movie, A Real Pain, as well. And I'm like, why isn't this dude just in 50 movies over the last, like, playing that sidekick character?
I think he's selective.
I guess. I don't know. I know, obviously Macaulay had a lot of issues and stuff like that. Talented, but issues. I don't know if Kieran also did, but like, I think he's super underrated. Maybe not anymore, but like I had season tickets after Igby Goes Down, and they sat on my shelf, I think, for a while. But
you got in at pennies, man. You could sell for dollars. What are you talking about?
Yeah, something like that. But no, Real Pain looks really cool. Looks so like, I feel like it's gonna be a lot. For me, just the whole family reconnecting aspect of like, I've got a lot of like cousins and stuff like that where we were very close as kids, and I feel like that's the impetus of this movie, is like, oh yeah, we're like best buds when we were 10 or 15 or something, and now we're 30 or 35, and like we don't even know each other anymore, like what happened. And that's, I don't know, that's a real pain. That's wild.
Yeah. Boom.
So that's in theaters. Probably a theater near you, because it's wider than I thought. That comes out today, November 1st. A Real Pain. It's finally here, November 5th, guys. After, I don't know, 72 years, I think, on the calendar. Metal Slug Tactics is coming to everything on November 5th. At least 2 years of anticipation for me, I feel like this was in an Xbox, like coming to Game Pass forever ago, right? Or was it a Nintendo Switch show?
I was still working at my previous job when it was released, or was shown at a Nintendo Indie Direct. It was one of those indie ones. And showed really quick. It was like, oh wow, that's really cool. Never shown again for a long time, and that now it's popped up this year a lot. And man, looks cool. I love the art of that series. And the Metal Slug is just really just Tude and 90s kind of like, action shit, and it's just cool. And having a more thoughtful kind of tactic spin on that whole art style and characters and stuff. I don't know. Sounds right up my alley. I hope it's good for sure.
Kayla, are you at all familiar with the Metal Slug world? Like just the shoot 'em up like the standard ones? No. Okay. They're basically just like
just what I've heard from you. Like no actual familiarity.
Yeah. We'll have to go to Galloping Ghost. I bet you they got a couple Metal Slug cabinets there.
They have a machine that has like 1 through 6 in the one cabinet. Yeah. Yeah.
They're just so cool. I mean, like Mike said, they're basically like a 80s action flick. Rescue the hostages, side scrolling, shoot 'em up, kind of bullet hell, lots of shit on screen. But you also get to like ride cool tanks and stuff. So I'm interested to see how they integrate that into a tactics game. That'll be interesting if they even do. I don't know.
I think it makes sense because you have like the metal slugs, the tanks. Like eventually, you could probably maybe in an XCOM kind of way, like build up to having one of those at some point, or building up your equipment. A lot of different wacky weapons in some of those metal slugs for sure. So eager to see what they do with it.
It definitely looks. You brought up XCOM while we were watching the trailer. I said like, man, give us another XCOM. It definitely seems to be XCOM-like in the sense that it's the health is very small. Like the health bars seem to be like 5 and 10 kind of thing. Like so, 1 shot, 2 shots is kind of like taking out a character.
If you make a mistake, you're gonna pay for sure. Yeah.
So I kind of prefer that in a tactical kind of game like that. So.
I don't know if Tomas can handle like permadeath if like Tarma or one of those Yofio or somebody just dies on his watch. Man, watch out. We'll hear the screams all the way from Florida.
So that is Metal Slug Tactics coming to everything: PS4, 5, Xbox Series, Xbox One, Switch, PC. It's on everything. Probably a great Switch game, I imagine. November 5th on that one. A couple days later, we get Mario and Luigi Brothership coming to the Switch on November 7th. After coming off of Paper Mario Thousand Year Door remake earlier in this year, I think I'm ready for another one of these. I know this is a kind of a different series in the Mario RPG universe. I've never played any of the Mario and Luigi games, but I had never played any of the Paper Mario games previous to this remake of Thousand Year Door, and I loved it. I love Thousand Year Door, so if this can capture at least like some of the humor, some of the fun, like mix of like mechanics that are turn-based, but also a lot of skill-based mechanics, which it seems like it's doing. I'm into it. I think it looks cool. It's pirate themed too. There's like a pirate themed music video trailer called Yo Ho Bro Ho. Out there. So if you guys,
what will they think of next?
What do you think of this one, Mike?
Oh, I'm super hyped for it. I think it looks really. It has like an art brush kind of style to it that the series kind of never had on like DS and Game Boy Advance and stuff. So I think that looks really good. The combat in this game is always just it's kind of like Sea of Stars and Mario RPG where it's, timing stuff, but it's not really, you might like it better, Eric, because it's not really waiting on the hit. It's like, I need to jump. I literally need to make Mario jump out of the way, kind of thing. Or swing my hammer to prevent things from happening. It's a lot more knowing like more cues, like, a man who's beaten Sekiro. I'm sure you'll
you'll
the
only one in the room, who's done it. So.
You're in a room by yourself right now. But,
true. Also true.
I think you guys will really like it. The games are always really charming. I remember the last one that came out for 3DS, people thought it was just really long. So hopefully they've kind of learned from that a bit and make another great one. This will be like the 5th one.
Wow.
Oh, did not realize that.
A lot of them came out on like DS, right? Is that right?
Superstar Saga was GBA, and then we had Partners in Time and Bowser's Inside Story, which is all 3 of those are really good, but Bowser's Inside Story is probably my favorite. And then 3DS had one with Dream Team, I believe that was where Luigi was sleeping a lot.
I'm so glad we brought the Mario and Luigi historian to this podcast, folks. Jump on the Brothership.
I'm sure all of our listeners are very, very grateful.
I imagine. I know. D is pretty big on this one. He's gonna jump on that Brothership on November 7th. Switch, Mario and Luigi Brothership. A day later, and completely different, Slitterhead, coming to PS5, PS4, Xbox Series, and PC. No Xbox One I see on this list. Interesting. This is a lot different of a game than I thought originally. We got the first trailer for this in 2021 at the Game Awards. Yeah. Right? And that one was kind of just a teaser, just very much looked like, oh, this is a Silent Hill inspired, or, take your pick of survival horror inspired type game. And it's definitely got those elements, but way different. Possession is like the main mechanic in this game. You play as an entity that doesn't have a body, so you have to possess other mostly people, it seems. Bodies in the world, in order to fight the Slitterheads, which are these just phenomenal looking, like, horrible creatures, but it seems very action focused, a lot faster than I think any sort of survival horror kind of game is. Mike, I know you're still pretty interested in this one, right?
Yeah, this kind of looks what I wanted Ghostwire Tokyo to be, I think. Well, you brought up the possession part, but once you possess an NPC, it seems like every one of them might have a different ability in how to fight. Like one, you possess like a girl, and she has like Lady Deathstrike fucking fingernails and shit, claws. Another character has like limbs that can like retract, or like go Inspector Gadget fucking like veins, like
What's up with this town?
Yeah. Like, I don't really need to know what's going on, I just want to have fun and do cool stuff. And I wonder how much variety and how well that combat's going to feel, because it looks really combat focused. You're not really you're really like soul hopping. It shows you like jumping from body to body throughout the town, eventually landing in a dog, which could be pretty cool. And it's definitely on my radar. I hope it's good, really good. This is kind of like, if I wasn't going to play Silent Hill, this is kind of the horror game I would want to play. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, seems like you're even hopping body to body mid battle, like especially with larger enemies. You're like, you've got your kind of it almost seems like you have a team, like you have multiple different people.
That'd be awesome.
On the field with a big scary monster in between, and in order to like maybe dodge one of the attacks, you have to jump into Lady Deathstrike over there, or you need to jump into the dog or something like that to kind of hit different limbs. And
he has piercing, you have bludgeoning, kind of thing.
It seems like it. So interesting game, maybe not for me, but definitely going for it. This game looks like it's really going for it in a big way.
Kayla, you want to play it, right?
Sure.
The name just rolls off the tongue. Yeah.
This just looks wild to me.
Yeah.
A little out of my grasp, a little over my head.
I get it.
Slitterhead coming to PS5.
Slithers right over my head.
What's the name of that one? Say the name of it?
Slitterhead, if you will. Yeah. It rolls it rolls right off
gold,
the tongue. Just
gold to the ear.
It slitters right out of my head, I think. November 8th, slittering into your PS5, 4, or Xbox Series or PC. Same day.
I thought you said not Xbox.
Series, but not Xbox One. Yeah, weird.
Gotcha.
Because it's on PS4, so it's on last gen, but not.
Oh, that's a bummer. Why are they doing that?
It's weird.
Oh well.
It was made a long time ago.
Yeah, maybe. But so was this gen. Like, this gen's way older than we think. It's wild. Same day, November 8th, we got Heretic coming to theaters. If Rotten Tomatoes matters to anyone out there, this is sitting at 95% with 80 reviews. This seems to be a hit with the critics. This is the Hugh Grant led psychological horror film. It looks like he's got two traveling, like, I don't think they're necessarily nuns. They might be like Jehovah's Witness type, traveling evangelicals, right? Who he seems to be testing spiritually and also maybe physically. But just a run of Hugh Grant playing completely like out of type, stuttering romantic lead. Now he's just doing like gangster movies and horror films and stuff. And
high fantasy, Dungeons and Dragons.
Right.
Hugh Grant's got range.
Hugh Grant, man.
What can you say?
He looks great in this, and really exciting, really weird trailers where there seems to be some kind of little puzzle box aspect to it all. Which I don't understand, but I want to. Heretic. What are you guys thinking?
Yes. Yeah. Sign me up. You said the keyword, Eric. Puzzle box. I can't wait for that part of it. Like, these chicks are trapped in this weird puzzle box house, and they got to get out. And Hugh Grant's there, and I love Hugh Grant. So, yeah, sign me up.
Yeah, he's going to make it so much better, like, just being Hugh Grant. It's interesting to see him take this role. So I want to see it.
Gotta have spooky Hugh Grant. This isn't music and lyrics. Get out of here.
What a charmer. One of the more anticipated films, definitely, of November and the rest of the year, I think, for me. The moment we saw this trailer ahead of, I forget what it was, a couple months back, it was like, whoa, what is Hugh Grant doing here? Hell yeah. So that's Heretic coming to theaters November 8th. Next up, Arcane Season 2 coming to Netflix. 3 different dates on this one, guys, because it's premiering on the 9th, November 9th. That's part 1. Part 2 is premiering on the 16th. And then part 3, and apparently the last, is on the 23rd. So it's going to be a 3-part event.
How long are these parts?
No idea whatsoever. But this will conclude.
You're ruining my November.
Yeah, I mean, it's the whole month. You get the whole month is all Arcane month,
I wanted a lot of Arcane, and it doesn't sound. These better be like 4-hour parts.
Yeah, I don't even know if it's multiple episodes. Like, if it's like, episode 1 through 3 is on part 1, and then episode 4 through 6 is part 2. I have no idea. This is a weird release. But the early buzz is good on this one. This is going to wrap up the Arcane story. They're only doing 2 seasons. They announced that ahead of this, so we're gonna get the conclusion.
I'm learning a lot.
In this package. Yeah.
Oh, you didn't know that?
I didn't.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That's okay.
But watched a.
You gotta know. Yeah.
There's a really well done season. It's labeled as a season 1 recap, but really it's like a season 1 blending into trailer for season 2. It's about 5 minutes. It's released by Netflix. It's really good. It's really cool. I think it does a pretty good job of getting to the beats of like, hey, you need to remember, how did Jinx become Jinx? How did the surface and the subsurface like get to war? And here's some characters you should probably remember from season 1, and it does a good job of kind of interspersing those things while also showing some footage from season 2. So I highly recommend checking that out. I just searched like Arcane season 1 recap, and that shot that, and it ends with 3 premiere dates: part 1, part 2, and part 3. So one of the best shows of 2021, was it?
Our first naughties.
Man, And just beautiful.
I think we went with the bridge battle. I believe that's what we landed on. Very good.
It's good. It features prominently in the recap. So, yeah, just it's become such a cool like C2E2 representation. A lot of Jinx, a lot of Vi and stuff. Like, it's got me mildly interested in League of Legends. I'm never going to play it, but just like I've looked up like some lore stuff of League of Legends just because of how good the show is, you know? Like and if anything can get me to do that, I mean, it must be great.
I think I'll have to rewatch that recap cuz it's been a very long time.
It was a good recap.
Awesome. I know Kayla is Team Vi or V. What that? And I'm Team Jinx. If we ever do like I could fix him / her draft, Jinx would be a character high up there. She just needs better. She just needs better.
She does, yeah.
I think the recap makes that pretty, like, it does that pretty well of like,
it does,
man, she's been through some shit, and you kind of like feel for
I did feel bad for her. I did.
Real excited for that. Hopefully they can wrap it up. You know, it seems like there's, you know, a lot of plot threads and a lot of characters that were introduced in season 1. We've been waiting for it for what seems like forever. They got, you know, a tall task for season 2 on November 9th, 16th, and 23rd. On November 12th, just November 12th, everyone. I know that you know, is weird to just have one date. We're getting Tetris Forever coming to everything. This is a collection of, I think, like 9 different Tetris games, along with kind of a museum type, a documentary type presentation of Tetris. Looks really interesting. I'm like a Tetris observer. I really like the Tetris Effect. I think that's kind of the only
game of the year.
Tetris. I don't know about that, but I think it's a very good game with very good music and great aesthetics. And that's the only Tetris you ever need. But if you need more, Tetris Forever will give you a bunch of Hatris is in this, Bombliss, a lot of weird Tetris stuff.
Tetris.
Yeah. The movie, the Tetris movie from Apple TV no, it's not, but I like that movie. It was a fun movie. Tetris Forever, Mike.
Yeah, they got Egerton and all those weird shapes. They make them like an L shape. Yeah,
he can do it. He's a wonderful actor. He's really good in the role of L. I like L a lot. Oh,
he's the best L block since Robert Downey Jr. I mean,
probably.
Yeah.
What can you say about Tetris Forever? It's Tetris. Lots of Tetris.
I'll buy Tetris again. Yeah.
9 times over. That's November 12th, Tetris Forever, coming to everything. November 13th. Mike, have you watched the trailer for Emilia Perez?
I have.
Do you understand what Emilia Perez is?
No.
Okay, good. So guys, go in and check out Emilia Perez, the trailer, coming to Netflix November 13th. And please write in the YouTube comments, the Spotify comments, any app you hear this, throw a brick through my window with a note that explains Emilia Perez to me. It's fine. I'll fix the window. I need to know.
I think that she's a crime boss, drug lady, cartel lady. She's got wants
I didn't
and
get any
needs.
of that.
She's got wants and needs of ladies, and she can get it. Is what I got out of it.
And that's
Emilia Perez gets what she wants.
That's Zoe Saldana's character?
I don't think so. I think it's the other
No,
woman she's
I
A
talking
man
about.
lady character?
The Olympic shot put lady. Yes, I think it's her.
Okay. That's an Olympic shot putter? Like in
No, but she reminds me of the girl
Oh,
who
gosh.
is.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't know who I'm talking about?
Gotcha. Okay. But I've heard that Zoe is like amazing in it. So
It's like
we'll see.
people are talking about it for like best picture and stuff, or like at least in the running of best picture. It's a musical. I don't think we mentioned that. This is a musical as well. So some sort of crime lady girl boss with Zoe Saldana,
drugs, sex, and
rock and roll,
Selena Gomez.
and Selena Gomez. Guys, this I don't know what this is, but it's something. Emilia Perez coming to Netflix on November 13th. I'll probably check it out because that just I'm curious. I am a curious man.
Isn't there a show like Emily in Paris?
There is.
Mm-hmm.
Like 7
And
seasons.
every time I fucking hear the name of this movie, I think you're talking about the show, and I don't like that either.
So here's the description here when you Google Emilia Perez. A Mexican lawyer is offered an unusual job to help a notorious cartel boss retire and transition into living as a woman, fulfilling a long-held desire. So I guess it's also like a trans story as well, apparently. So, it's a musical, folks, as well. I gotta what I read to you doesn't say it's a musical, but it's a musical as well. So that's Emilia Perez, Netflix, November 13th. Not Emily in Paris, but also on Netflix as well, I believe. Lego Horizon Adventures coming to PS5, Switch, and PC November 14th. This is the first ever Horizon game set in the PlayStation Horizon universe, Aloy and friends, coming to a different platform. Well, it's come to PC, but to Switch, to a Nintendo platform. So that's the big news here, or a big part of it. It's a retelling, apparently, of the original Horizon Zero Dawn, but in a more child-friendly Lego-type adventure. Not done by Traveler's Tale, the original Lego studio that does a lot of them. So it's a different studio. I actually don't know who it is off the top of my head, but a lot of people are down on this one. Like, oh, why? To me, I'm not super interested. I don't know that I'm gonna play it, but I think it's kind of a match made in heaven in the sense that what's Horizon about? Big old robots that fall apart when you fight them and stuff. And that's if you're not interested in the story, and that's what Legos do, right? And if you're not interested in Aloy and her kind of dark story and everything and the end of the world and all that, and you're just interested in big old dinosaurs, seems like Lego's perfect for that. So, I hope this game does very well. You made a face, Mike. But I don't know.
How many Horizon spin-offs are we gonna have? We had the VR thing a year or two ago. I know Herman Hulse was head of Gorilla or whatever. Now he's head of fucking Sony. Yeah. He must have he pulled a Sakurai and Kirby is the main character of Smash Brothers now. Okay.
It's interesting.
And
yeah.
So I don't know. I like Horizon. It's kind of getting annoying a little bit for me, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
You really like the Lego. We played that Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga, Kayla. That was kind of your first foray into the Lego games, right?
Yeah, and they were fun. They were cute. Simple, quick kind of short stories of the main stories. Definitely kid friendly, so they could be fun to play as a family. Easy to play, if you got only a couple hours. They're not very challenging, puzzly still.
Co-op is always nice, to
Oh, yeah.
co-op. So
Shout out to Lego Indiana Jones 2.
Ooh.
Very, very
That's
good one. It's very good, yeah. And I just wonder, whatever the studio is, it's not Traveler's Tales, like you said. How close are they going to follow their kind of blueprint? How separated from that whole series of games is this? It's just a weird thing. And I don't know. I don't like it.
Yeah, you're not in the minority, I would say. I would say there's a weird vibe around this game, but I don't know. I hope it does well. I hope it brings more Horizon fans on board who can go and then they play this, and then a couple years from now they play, Horizon 3 or whatever, whenever that comes out, because those games are a lot of fun. I think you're right, there's oversaturation, but it's kind of like the MCU of like, I don't know, man. Avengers Endgame's still really cool. Even though there's been a lot of shit afterwards, there was a lot of good stuff previous. So, I kind of put it in that same boat.
Horizon Zero Dawn? Fantastic game.
Yeah, good game. Lego Horizon Adventures coming to PS5, Switch, and PC November 14th. The next day, we're getting Silo Season 2. I'm the only one who can really speak on that because that's an Apple TV Plus, and I'm literally the only person in the world who has that. Kayla doesn't even have it. It's only me. Like, she can't watch it. It's but
like reverse Severance. You can't remember anything that you've watched.
I go into my Apple room and watch. But for any of you out there with an Apple subscription or whatever else, and you're not sure why you have it or what you should watch, check out Silo Season 1. Really good. If you like Fallout and just like the vibe of that world, very similar. Imagine what life would be like in a vault. That's what a silo is. Not kooky or anything like the Fallout TV show, but more like the dark shit that happens in the Fallout games, I would say. And at the end of Silo Season 1, they kind of opened everything up to a larger world. There's a larger world than you thought, I think. So I think it's ripe for a good Season 2 on that. So check it out.
2 silos?
Maybe many silos even.
Whoa.
Yeah, maybe. Just saying, Fallout should maybe sue them. Maybe, I don't know, because it's
yo-ho bro-ho
I don't
silo.
think the first time like a shelter thing has been done.
Right.
I've seen Cloverfield.
Right.
I like shelters. I like puzzle boxes, and I like shelters. So I do want to watch this. It's on that shame pile, that Apple fucking shame pile that I have. It just keeps growing larger and larger. It's like every week, Apple has a new thing. It's really good.
Eventually you're going to break down and get like a year subscription to Apple, and we're just never to see you again because it's just going to be like, oh, holy shit, I've got the last 5 years of Apple stuff. This is amazing. So that's Silo Season 2 coming November 15th to Apple TV Plus. 2 days later, November 17th, we get Dune Prophecy coming to HBO, the far past prequel to the Dune universe we know and love, the Denis Villeneuve universe. Definitely seems like the same aesthetics and everything. Like this is an offshoot, it is a prequel, but like visually speaking, looks just like those Dune movies that Denis Villeneuve has. I don't think he might be like executive producing or something like that, but I don't think he's like directing this series or anything like that. But whoever is has done a really good job to capture the same kind of wide vistas, weird costumes, weird people, weird characters of that Dune universe. Very exciting. What you Dune Prophecy head, Mike?
I like shelters. I like what was the other thing I like? Puzzle boxes. Another box I like, pain boxes. All right. And I hope to get some Bene Gesserit, whatever the fuck they're called, pain box. Dune 2 teased us with the pain box and didn't give it. So, yeah, I'm Dune head pilled, Dune pilled, whatever you want to call it.
Dune dude.
And I'm a Dune dude.
Yeah.
Thank you. We got there. All right. Yeah, I'm fucking Dune dude #1 right now, and I'm very excited to watch it. Yeah.
Yeah, we got our boy Mark Strong in this one. He's playing. I think one of the what are the bad guys in Dune? What the Harkonnens? Yeah, I think he's like a Harkonnen dude. Yeah, this is set. I don't know, like several. I think even 1,000 years into the past. But it does follow the Bene Gesserit, at which, like, if you go past the surface of those Dune movies, I don't know that they do that great a job to, like, really explain that, hey, there's been this, like, religion behind the scenes for thousands of years, kind of pulling the strings. And this is, I think, an origin story of a lot of that, like, stuff happens here that is leading directly over 1,000 years later or whatever to Paul Atreides and everything that happens there. So, big ship to land, but amazing. Dune's great. I'm a Dune dude as well.
Yeah, like the first 2 movies have like some Game of Thrones chess moves kind of things, and this seems like it's just going to be a lot of that, and sign me up for sure.
Yeah, it'll probably fill in. I feel like it's gonna fill in the blanks where, like, the Dune movies kind of move fast. You've got, like, how many days passed, how many we're on different planets and stuff like that. Where I think this is going to be able to slow down. It's a series, and really fill in a lot of those gaps and blanks there. You Benny ready, Kayla?
Benny Gesserit?
Yeah.
I like it.
For Dune Prophecy.
Probably less than my Dune dudes here. But
well, understandable.
Right. I can't compare myself to the Dune dudes in the room. But I will watch it. I am confused by the Dune world. So we'll see.
So was David Litch.
Just give into the spice, Kayla. Just take a little spice. It's a little bit of spice.
Don't mind if I do. Right.
Okay,
maybe that'll help,
Dune.
I think that is the problem.
Right. Dune Prophecy coming to HBO November 17th. Get on that spice. November 19th, we're getting Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 coming to Xbox Series and PC. I don't think we need to talk about it much. I don't know that any of us are going to play it. It's probably got an obscene file size, but this is one of just the most impressive things that kind of exist in video gaming. Whether you're actually into it or not is another question, but this is not only a flight simulator, it's like a planet Earth simulator, because they literally have all the airports and all of the heliports and all of the places you can land a plane or a helicopter on the entire planet are there, and with actual schedules of how the planes are operating as you go, weather patterns, real storms taking place that are actually happening, migrations like bird and terrestrial animal migration patterns are built into this game. So if you want to fly over the Serengeti or whatever else and see herds of gazelle migrating, because that's what they do, they're going to do that in real time, like real animals do, which is, it's fucking bonkers. So, I don't know. You ever going to jump into Flight Sim, or have you jumped into Flight Sim, Mike?
No, I haven't. It's not my thing. It is, like you said, very impressive, but it does seem like if Chat GPT and this thing fused, that's Skynet right there somehow.
I think it's Skynet already. It knows
Yeah,
our whole
yeah.
world. It has
Right.
mapped it out and knows migrations and wind. Can't tell me this thing can't predict temperature, like
If you
tornadoes
control
and storms
birds,
and shit.
you control the world.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
Oh,
But I need this to be a colossal like failure, though. I need this to like be
It's
like
not gonna.
it doesn't work on PC or something, or like the planes are upside down every time you fly them. Because
No.
Kayla drafted this one, and I
No.
need it. And the only way I'm gonna win this year is if this is like a doo doo pile, and because it's gonna be like a 90, 99 or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
I was so confused
I remember
when you were like just shitting on flights. I was like, why? Why do you hate Flight Simulator? And then it came into focus. That was good.
Yeah. I remember when we were drafting and just Kayla said it and I was like, fuck, I just lost the draft because I didn't fucking draft Flight Simulator. But we'll see. We'll see. Well, whatever. There's always next year.
That's funny.
We'll see.
So we shall see.
Things do come out and bomb and crash. Not this. But.
All the birds
Right,
will be
right.
gazelles, and all the gazelles will be birds, and just be terrifying.
That puts it in the 70s automatically if that happens. So
The heliport in like Helsinki will not be there, and everyone will be really angry. It'll be the Helsinki heliport incident of 2024. Will go down in history. Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 coming November 19th. Xbox Series and PC and Game Pass on that one. Another Game Pass game. Finally, we're getting it through the ravages of war. November 20th. We're getting Stalker 2, Heart of Chernobyl. Coming to Xbox Series, PC, Game Pass. Long-awaited sequel to the Stalker series. We've talked about it before, but this game is being made in a war zone of Ukraine. It's a Ukrainian studio. They've released a documentary about like how fucking nuts it's been. Like they've had people on the dev team die in the war and stuff like that. People like living in bomb shelters and working off of laptops and just like insane stuff, forcing it to be delayed multiple times, but they're getting it out, and a lot of the previews are saying that it's a fully kind of finished game somehow, like a miracle kind of thing, and that it's kind of the vision they went for. A semi-open world first-person shooter, horror themed, the ravages of Chernobyl, the nuclear kind of fallout that came with that has created monsters and things like that. It's set in the same universe as the movie Stalker, which I watched from 1976 or something like that. Very slow, very Russian film, but one of the most probably beautiful movies I've ever seen. Like the camera work is insane in that movie. Somehow, I don't know, they just had better cameras in the 70s in Russia, but I'm very excited for Stalker 2.
Style.
I've drafted it multiple video game drafts myself. So just looks cool. And I'm really pulling for just the fact that like there's a human element there of like hopefully this game does really, really well and all those people can like, I don't know, make a lot of money and get the hell out of a war zone or do whatever they got to do as far as that goes, because it's just one of the more bizarre and potentially most like uplifting video game stories that there could be, just a weird turn of events. You're pretty interested in Stalker 2 too, Mike, right?
yeah, I remember seeing that initial trailer at that E3. I think it was probably a summer game fest at that point, not an E3, but just seeing like the lightning tech that they have, the weather stuff. I was always interested in playing, just hearing the elevator pitch for the first game. Like this was before like roguelikes and like run base thing, like going out and seeing what you could find and coming back to a base or something like that. It always seemed so cool. and foreign, like in games. And now that is more of a well-known just kind of mechanic and feature in games now, I hope that for one, I hope this game is kind of like that, but maybe it's not. And I just hope people embrace it, and the team, like you said, does really well. And hope it's a great game.
Yeah, and it's probably the closest thing we're getting to an Annihilation game ever, maybe,
Right.
because it's a very similar, like an exclusionary zone that you kind of have to delve into, and very, very interested in this one. I hope it's got a great launch, and hope it does really well. So that's Stalker 2: Heart of Chernobyl, coming November 20th. 2 days later, we get Wicked coming to theaters. This is the adaptation of the stage play, which stage play is amazing. I don't know about this movie. This is Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo. I really like Cynthia Erivo, and I like the musical stylings of Ariana Grande. She's probably a really great pick for that character. For Galenda in Wicked is kind of like this just bubbly airhead kind of character. And I don't know. This is it's going to be a big movie in the sense that, like, it's a huge production. It's a highly anticipated film, but it could be a disaster. Yeah. And it could be like a huge talking point of like, oh man, this film lost $200 million or something. Or it could be like the event of the holiday season, you know, like there's a lot of Wicked heads out there. I could see it being, you know, the type of film where people go out and they dress up and they're, you know, it's an event for people, like the Gentle Minions or something. Maybe we'll get Gentle Wickeds or something. But I think there's equal chance that it's Joker Folie à Deux or something like that, like where it's just a colossal failure or something. And I believe it's not in the marketing or anything else, but I feel like I've heard that this is a two-parter, like that it's just called Wicked, but that they're cutting the story into, because it's a fairly big story. Like the stage plays a solid 3 hours or something. So I believe they're cutting this one into two parts, but let's see.
I believe you're correct.
Yeah. So any interest in Wicked at all, Mike?
No. I like that popular song.
That's
a catchy tune.
Very good song.
But no, I'm not an Oz dude, you know? I'm not some weirdo. All right. So I've never liked Wizard of Oz, really. Don't have any interest in that universe, sadly.
We call ourselves the Osborne. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Selena want to see this movie?
She does not.
Oh, see, that's a real.
Selena's a very big Wizard of Oz fan.
Yeah.
Yes.
What did she think of Oz the Great and Powerful? Did she like that one at all?
I don't know that she's seen that or has any interest in that either.
Yeah. She's an original gal. She needs
that. Classic
Yeah.
Coke.
She should see the stage play, because the stage play's fucking phenomenal. If she hasn't, maybe she has. I don't know. But it's good. So anyway, that's Wicked. It's coming to theaters November 22nd. Same day, though, we're getting Gladiator 2, folks, in theaters. The sequel to, you guessed it, Gladiator 1.
Wickiator.
Yeah, that's what they're calling that day. Gladiated? Nope, that doesn't work. Yeah, you got to start with the Wickiator.
Get clicked.
Yeah. We'll work on it. I'm super excited about this one. Denzel looks like he's in peak form. In this one,
Love me some Denzel.
Great cast overall. Seems like it's just a direct sequel to the original. The little boy Lucius, I think was his name, is now the main character in this one. He's out for revenge. Yeah.
Okay.
So Connie Nielsen reprises her role from the original as well. Old dude from Stranger Things looks super wild as like a prince.
Joseph Quinn,
yeah, Joseph Quinn.
I'm excited to see how weird his little like incest-born character is or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, gosh.
It looks like there's some kooky stuff going on, some just off the wall. Like, I mean, it's our boy Ridley Scott. Come on, like just I don't know.
Come on.
He can't do wrong for me.
In the Gladiator arena, man.
Yeah.
Like,
he can do no wrong in my mind. Like I'm even a Napoleon defender. I haven't even watched the director's cut at this point, so I've seen the bad version and liked it. So, Gladiator 2.
Still need to see that.
Yeah, check out the director's cut probably because I hear that's just the better version. Yeah, just give me more big old sword and sandal movies. You know, just do it. Gladiator 2 coming to theaters November 22nd. And another sequel, the final item on our list here, November 27th, Moana 2 coming to theaters. Loved Moana 1. The music's phenomenal. This one does not have Lin-Manuel Miranda kind of directing the music as the first one did. So whether you like Lin-Manuel, I guess then your mileage may vary on that one. This was originally going to be a Disney Plus series that they kind of pulled back and made into a movie. So that's another interesting aspect of it. But so far, I've dug the trailers. I'm interested in more Moana. If the music's still good, I think it's an ideal role for Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson too. I think he's really fun as Maui. How are the kids? Do the kids like Moana?
Oh yeah. Selena loves it. It's the soundtrack is always around. But Moana's dope. Moana's very good.
Yeah.
And I think we'll I don't know. I've said in a lot of these like we'll be there day one, but then the day comes around and I don't know. Certain kids don't want to go. And
this is like the day before Thanksgiving too. I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah.
So
maybe I like going to the movies on days like that. But hey, old man Moss.
Good shout out there. Happy birthday, Tomas, eventually. Yeah, I think I'll, the beautiful thing is if you don't see one of these Disney movies nowadays in theaters, it's going to come to Disney Plus in like a pretty short order. Like even the successful ones seem to come to Disney Plus pretty quick. So it's like, yeah, you could.
We've cut the cord on the Mouse Gang.
Okay.
We no longer have it. They keep raising the price.
Yeah, they do.
Like, Jesus Christ.
But I mean, like, it's kind of bang for your buck. Like, even if you really wanted to see, if the kids were all like, hey, I really want to see Moana, you could subscribe for a week, check out Moana, and you're saving a lot more money than taking 3-4 kids to the theaters.
I think you're kind of remembering like COVID time when they would do like day and date on Disney Plus or much closer. It takes a long time.
Really?
I don't know that Inside Out 2 is on Disney yet.
Oh man. So. Okay. Yeah, you might be right. I'm not monitoring it with a eagle
because
eye.
Like Trap's already available to rent. There was something else that was already available to rent that we just commented on.
I have to bring up Trap. Oh God.
Maybe you forgot for a reason.
Damn it. Yeah, I think I did.
Oh.
Disappointment. It'll be, time and place later.
They
later
trapped
in the year.
you, didn't they?
They did. They did. Gosh.
Disney's hoping they trap Mike in a theater to see Moana 2 on November 27th. And that's it, folks. That is November. We have to nominate our favorite items of November, our most anticipated of November. You guys love it. Kayla, how about you start us off? Is there anything that's really popping for you in November?
I gotta go first.
You don't have to.
I'll go first.
The whole board's available. You know?
Right. I'm gonna say Gladiator 2.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. We recently watched the first Gladiator in anticipation, and I guess you liked it then.
And I do love me some Denzel. I do love me some Paul Mescal. I do love me some Pedro. I just love everybody in it. So, I'm excited about that. And I do like that is a kind of movie that I do typically like.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Mike, I'll be nice and give you a second.
Thank you. I think it's Heretic for me, for sure. Yeah, just give me the puzzles. Give me the puzzle boxes.
Puzzle box.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, if you didn't pick it, I would have. So I guess I got to go Emilia Perez. No, I'm gonna go Arcane season 2. I think.
Dang. See.
Arcane season 2 is. I think there's no chance that it's bad. I think
I'm taking your Dune Dude cards away. Both of your Dune Dude cards are revoked. Both.
We're cane heads, man.
No,
What?
dude.
No.
You know, that's what we're. No, I think there's no chance that Arcane season 2 is bad, and even if like it's disappointing, the art's gonna be so good. Like the animation in Arcane is just so good. So like it'll at least be a spectacle to watch, you know. And I think it'll be even better than that. But yeah.
I thought about taking Arcane as mine, but it's been so long. I feel like my hype should be greater. I don't know. It just became something in my mind that like, well, that's never coming out. I don't know. Whatever. What's next?
I thought Eric was either going to do Dune or Stalker 2.
A lot of good
He
stuff.
did not.
It's a better November than I thought. You know, I could have picked any of those. Metal Slug Tactics. I'm kind of really excited for Metal Slug Tactics. Slitterhead. Watch, that's going to be game of the year or something. So that is November 2024. We are excited about Heretic, Arcane Season 2, and Gladiator 2, amongst other things. That was episode 181. If you want to connect with us and explain what Emilia Perez is, you can hit us up at machineofnonsense@gmail.com. You can comment on the video on YouTube, or Spotify has a little comment thing as well if you use Spotify. Or just, hit us up on social media. We're at The Machine of Nonsense all over the place. Hope you enjoyed November 2024, episode 181 of The Machine of Nonsense. I was your host, Eric. For Kayla and Mike, we are getting out of here, and we're saying goodbye.
Gobble, gobble.
Gobble.